Ladies and gentlemen, what if I told you that the real difference between dreamers and achievers isn't talent, luck, or timing, but something much simpler and far more powerful? It's the quiet force that drives success long after the initial excitement fades and motivation disappears. That force is consistency. Think about it. How often have you started something with enthusiasm only to see that passion burn out too soon? What if the key to achieving everything you want isn't about waiting for the perfect moment, but about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it? Stay with me and I'll show you why consistency is the ultimate game changer and how it can turn your goals into reality, one step at a time. Let me ask you a simple question. How many times have you given up on something when it became difficult? How many goals remain unachieved simply because you couldn't stay consistent? Today, I want to make one thing clear. The difference between success and failure isn't talent or luck. It's the ability to keep showing up no matter what. We've all been there, starting with motivation, feeling excited and determined, only for life to get in the way. Obstacles appear and we tell ourselves we'll get back to it when we have more energy or when things settle down. But here's the truth. That perfect moment may never come. The key is to push through and stay consistent even when it's uncomfortable. Consistency is more powerful than motivation. That's a fact you need to embrace if you want to reach your full potential. Motivation is like a spark. It's bright and exciting, but it fades quickly. What truly matters is what remains after the spark dies down. Will you be left with ashes, or will you have built a steady, smoldering fire that keeps burning? That steady fire is consistency. It's not flashy, but it's reliable, and in the end, it's what will carry you to success while others burn out. The truth is, motivation comes and goes just like moods. Some days you wake up feeling unstoppable, ready to take on the world, but let's be honest, that's not every day. Most of the time you'll wake up with excuses, you'll feel tired, sore, or distracted. Maybe the weather is bad, or you didn't sleep well. Whatever the reason, motivation will be nowhere to be found when you need it most. That's why you can't depend on it. Life will always present obstacles, and if you let them dictate your actions, you'll stay stuck in a cycle of waiting for the right time. But consistency, it doesn't care about your mood. It doesn't care if you're tired, stressed, or uninspired. Consistency says, I don't care how you feel today, we're doing this anyway. And that's where the transformation happens. The moment you stop relying on motivation and start focusing on consistency, you become unstoppable. It's like flipping a switch, shifting from waiting for things to feel right to making them right through action and discipline. It's not about being in the mood to work. It's about making the work non-negotiable. Look at anyone who has achieved greatness, athletes, artists, entrepreneurs. What do they all have in common? It's not that they're always motivated. It's that they've mastered the habit of showing up no matter what. They've made consistency their greatest ally. They face challenges just like everyone else, but they've trained themselves to push through, to keep going when things get tough, when it's uncomfortable, when others would quit. That's the true power of consistency. It builds habits, and once habits are formed, the work becomes automatic. It stops being about how you feel and starts being about honoring your commitment. When you stay consistent long enough, skipping a workout, missing a deadline, or neglecting your progress won't feel like a break. It will feel like a setback. It will feel wrong, like betraying yourself. That's the difference between those who reach their goals and those who don't. The successful ones integrate consistency into their identity. It becomes part of who they are. But let's be clear, building consistency takes time, effort, and discipline. And discipline is not glamorous. No one is going to applaud you for waking up at 5 a.m. to hit the gym or for staying late to finish an important task, but that's okay. Discipline isn't about recognition. It's about doing what needs to be done, whether anyone is watching or not. Just like a muscle, discipline strengthens over time, and the stronger it becomes, the easier it is to maintain consistency. So stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop relying on motivation. Instead, commit to showing up every single day, because that's the real secret to success. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The more you show up, the easier it becomes to keep going. And let's talk about showing up, because that's half the battle. Most people quit before they even start. They convince themselves it's not the right time or that they're not ready, letting emotions dictate their actions. But you have to take a different approach. You must show up, especially when you don't feel like it, because those are the moments that truly count. That's when the gap between ordinary and exceptional is created. It's easy to stay committed when everything is going smoothly, but the real test is whether you can keep going when things get tough, when it's inconvenient, when you're exhausted, when progress feels slow. When you pass that test, something powerful happens. You build momentum. Every small effort adds up, and before you realize it, you have a force driving you forward. That momentum becomes your greatest ally, making it harder to stop because you've already invested so much in the journey. But consistency isn't just about putting in the time. It's about being intentional with that time. Simply going through the motions won't get you results. You need focus, energy, and a mindset geared toward improvement, even on the days when it feels like you're making no progress at all. And that's another crucial truth. Consistency doesn't always give immediate results. In fact, most of the time, the rewards come much later. It's like planting seeds. You won't see growth right away, but if you keep watering and nurturing them, eventually you'll have a thriving garden. The problem is that too many people give up right before the results appear. They plant the seeds, but walk away before they take root. Don't be that person. Understand that success isn't about instant gratification. It's about steady, sustained effort over time. That's why consistency is more powerful than motivation. Motivation might get you started, but consistency is what keeps you going. The people who achieve their goals aren't the ones who always feel motivated. They're the ones who show up no matter what. They push forward through discomfort, through doubt, through the days when quitting seems easier. By making consistency a part of their daily lives, they build habits that carry them through even the toughest times. So when motivation fades, when the excitement wears off, and when quitting feels like an option, remind yourself, it's not about how you feel in the moment. It's about the commitment you made to yourself and the discipline to follow through. We often believe that success comes from massive, extraordinary efforts. We convince ourselves that big leaps are the only way forward. But that mindset can be paralyzing. It's like standing at the base of a mountain, looking up and feeling overwhelmed by how high the peak is. Instead of taking action, we hesitate, waiting for the perfect moment, letting fear and doubt keep us from even starting. But the truth is, success isn't built on a single monumental act. It's created through the small, daily steps that seem insignificant at the time. Progress doesn't come from waiting for the perfect moment or a lucky break. It comes from consistently moving forward, no matter how small the steps. Imagine climbing that mountain, not by sprinting to the top, but by placing one foot in front of the other. Step by step, even when it feels like you're not moving fast enough, you're still making progress. You won't always see the results right away, but over time, those little actions add up to something extraordinary. That's why consistency is everything. It's not about a single burst of effort carrying you through. It's about showing up every day, even when it seems like nothing is happening. Think of it like planting a seed. For days, weeks, maybe even months, you see no visible growth. You water it, care for it, but nothing seems to change. But beneath the surface, something is happening. The roots are growing, laying the foundation for what's to come. And then one day, seemingly out of nowhere, it sprouts. That's exactly how success works. You may not see immediate results, but if you keep going, keep putting in the work, eventually all those efforts will pay off. Stay patient, stay committed, and above all, stay consistent. Success is rarely the result of a single massive effort. It's built through small, consistent actions that may seem insignificant at the time. The people we admire, the ones who have reached the peak of their fields, didn't achieve success overnight. They took deliberate steps day after day, often for years, before seeing the results everyone else celebrates. What most people fail to recognize is the hard work, sacrifices, and setbacks that pave the way to that success. The process isn't always exciting. It can feel repetitive and tedious, like waking up early, staying late, or pushing through the same routine without immediate rewards. But that's exactly where progress happens. Every action builds momentum, just like a snowball rolling downhill, small at first, but growing stronger and more powerful with every turn. Too many people quit because they don't see results fast enough, chasing shortcuts that don't lead to lasting success. The truth is, anything meaningful requires patience, resilience, and the discipline to keep moving forward, even when progress seems invisible. When you feel discouraged, when doubt creeps in and you start questioning whether it's all worth it, that's when you must remind yourself why you started. You didn't begin this journey because it was easy. You started because you had a vision, a goal that meant something to you. That vision won't become reality by waiting or hesitating. It takes continuous focused action. The real transformation happens along the way, not just in reaching the goal, but in the lessons learned, the discipline developed, and the resilience built through each step. And when you finally achieve those big results, you'll realize it wasn't one grand leap that got you there. It was the accumulation of all those small efforts, each one laying the foundation for the next. These small steps don't just move you forward, they shape your character, teach patience, and instill a work ethic that lasts a lifetime. Success isn't about luck, it's about preparation meeting opportunity. And that preparation happens in the quiet moments, in the daily habits, in the effort you put in when no one is watching. So don't underestimate the power of small steps. Even when progress feels slow, every step is pushing you closer to your goal, building momentum that will eventually become unstoppable. You may not see the finish line yet, but trust that it's there. And the only way to reach it is by continuing to move forward. Stop waiting for the perfect time or the right conditions. Start now. Take a step today, another tomorrow, and keep going. Because when you commit to small, consistent actions, success isn't just possible, it's inevitable. Every person striving for greatness encounters a barrier. The defining difference between those who succeed and those who give up isn't talent or luck, but the ability to push past that obstacle. This wall appears in different forms: a daunting dream, an overwhelming challenge, or simply the weight of life's demands. But breaking through isn't about sheer force. It's about resilience, determination, and the will to keep moving forward, even when everything inside you urges you to stop. That wall is built from doubt. Every what if stacking up like bricks in your mind. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if they're right? These doubts are illusions, reflections of fear, and fear is temporary. The pain of failure fades, but the regret of never trying lingers far longer. Fear disguises itself as logic, convincing you to stay in your comfort zone, but comfort is the true enemy of growth. Progress happens when you step beyond it, face fear, and declare not today. And then there are the excuses. I'm too tired. I don't have time. I'll do it tomorrow. Excuses are easy, comforting even, but they're nothing more than justifications for inaction. Allowing them to pile up makes the wall stronger, taller, and harder to overcome. So how do you break through? The answer is simple but not easy. It's the hammer that chips away at the wall, not in one swing, not in two, but through relentless effort day after day, showing up when you don't feel like it, when it's difficult, when it's exhausting. That's what separates those who succeed from those who stop. Consistency isn't glamorous, it's the quiet grind, the early mornings, the extra effort when no one is watching. It's choosing every day to push harder, go further, and persist even when there's no immediate reward in sight. But consistency is more than just effort, it's belief. You must believe the wall can be broken or you've already lost. Your mindset is the most powerful tool you have shaping your reality. If you think the wall is too strong, it will be. If you believe you can push through, you will. The voice in your head, the one that says it's too difficult, is just another part of the wall, built from fear and self-doubt. But your determination must be louder. Every time you push through discomfort, every time you surpass what you thought was possible, you weaken the wall and strengthen yourself. Eventually, you'll realize the wall was never as solid as it seemed. It was merely a construct of your own limitations. It exists to test how much you truly want something, to challenge your endurance, to see if you'll keep pushing when giving up seems easier. Most people stop at the wall, letting their fears and excuses win, but you are not most people. If you were, you wouldn't be standing here staring at that wall, ready to break through. You never imagined. The process shapes you, refines your skills, and builds the resilience necessary to sustain success once you reach it. The wall standing in your way isn't there to stop you. It's there to test how much you truly want your dreams. If you remain committed, push past discomfort, and refuse to be held back by fear, that wall will eventually crumble. The struggle, the setbacks, and the doubts are temporary, but the sense of accomplishment and personal growth you gain from breaking through will last a lifetime. Too often, people get fixated on the outcome, the promotion, the recognition, the financial rewards without realizing that the journey itself is what prepares them for success. We live in a world of instant gratification where everyone seeks shortcuts and quick fixes, but true success has no fast track. It is built through perseverance, discipline, and unwavering effort. The final achievement may be just a fleeting moment, but the process, the sweat, the sacrifices, the lessons is what truly defines you. Success isn't reserved for those who merely desire it. It comes to those who dedicate themselves to the journey, even when results are slow to appear. It's easy to stay motivated when progress is visible, but the real test is whether you can keep going when it feels like you're moving in the dark. That's when trusting the process becomes essential. Many people quit too soon because they expect immediate rewards, failing to realize that consistency, not luck or talent, is what ultimately determines success. By committing to daily progress, even when the finish line isn't in sight, you build the momentum needed to achieve great things. Consistency isn't flashy, but it's the deciding factor between those who dream and those who make those dreams a reality. When you embrace the process, commit to showing up every day, and stay focused on steady improvement, the results will take care of themselves. You grow in ways you never expected, becoming stronger, more disciplined, and more resilient. You build habits that stay with you for a lifetime, learning to appreciate the small victories that come from simply showing up and putting in the work. Over time, you realize that the outcome is just a result of the process. It's the process that truly shapes you, develops your character, and teaches you the lessons needed for success. The real transformation happens in the daily effort, in the moments when no one is watching, and in the challenges that push you beyond your limits. Once you embrace the process and commit to the journey, you become unstoppable. Success is no longer just about reaching a goal, it's about growing into the kind of person who can achieve it and sustain it. People may only see the final success, but you'll know it was the countless hours, sacrifices, and setbacks that made it possible. That deeper sense of accomplishment comes not just from achieving the goal, but from the work that led you there. So when you catch yourself getting caught up in chasing the outcome, step back and remind yourself that the process is where the magic happens. You can't always control how things turn out, but you can control your effort, your dedication, and your consistency. If you focus on the process, the results will come not always in the way you expect, but in a way that prepares you for greater success. Instead of chasing outcomes, chase consistency, chase the habit of showing up every day and putting in the work, because that's what shapes you into the person you're meant to be. When you embrace the journey, the results will take care of themselves, and at the heart of that journey is accountability. It's not flashy or exciting, but it's essential. Without it, dreams remain just dreams. It's easy to set big goals and feel inspired to change, but when life gets in the way, distractions and excuses creep in, and those goals start to fade. The reason isn't lack of ability, it's a lack of accountability. When no one is watching, it's tempting to let things slide, telling yourself that skipping one day won't matter, but it does. Every small decision builds momentum, and when you compromise today, it becomes easier to do the same tomorrow. Before long, you've lost ground, not because you couldn't achieve your goal, but because you didn't stay accountable. Success isn't about waiting for motivation or the perfect moment. It's about showing up every day, no matter what. The real magic lies in consistency, so start now, no matter how small, and keep going. If you're looking for more strategies to stay productive and motivated, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Stay committed, stay relentless, and let's achieve greatness together. Your future self will thank you.